This is the Fox 54 Week in Review, a roundup of the past 7 days in local coverage by our news team. I'm Kenesha Dees. Here's just a few of the stories heading your way this weekend. Some rather scary looking conditions at a complex of townhomes in Huntsville. We talk with residents who say the owners haven't done a thing to keep the property livable. Frights of a lighter and fun kind will return to the ARX Mortis haunted attraction in Killen to find what makes this group of scare actors feel like a family. And this is one scare actor you definitely don't want at your family reunion. He's Art the Clown from the Terrifier franchise. And guess what? The actor who plays him is from right here in Huntsville. You'll hear from him and more of the cast a little bit later. Let's start with the serious news, and we'll begin this week in review in Madison, where just days before the State of the City address, Mayor Paul Findley admitted to some shortcomings when it comes to the city's parks and recreational facilities.
Well, outside of occasional playground visits, local parks are often used to hold youth sporting events. But some parents in Madison aren't too pleased with the conditions of the fields, and they are asking the city for a change. In a Facebook post, Palmer Park and Dublin Park were called, quote, atrocious facilities from a sports standpoint. Parents on the post shared that compared to Athens and Huntsville, Madison Park's seating, parking, concession areas, and pavilions are outdated, and the restrooms are too small. In a statement released earlier today, Mayor Paul Findley addressed these concerns, saying, quote, first, we take full responsibility for the maintenance of our parks, and we fully agree our normal high maintenance conditions are currently not up to par. Council has budgeted money that we will start using to improve all bathrooms at Palmer Park, at parking up at the Westcoast Complex, and multiple other park projects, end quote.
Officials say they have a plan for improving parks. It's after backlash from residents who say the parks aren't up to par. This Facebook post by Joshua Walker in a community group started the conversation. It now has more than 300 comments. Our Gabe Glassman takes us to Palmer Park and has a timeline on when we can see some improvements coming to those facilities.
Palmer Park has improved a little bit, but this is one of the worst looking playgrounds.
Casey Hand brings her 2-year-old son to Palmer Park every Monday, while her daughter is at dance practice down the road.
I enjoy bringing my kids out and playing with them in the playground in the open air, but just some updates would be awesome.
She says this playground doesn't come anywhere close to the other parks in the city. And Mayor Paul Findley says in a statement, quote, we take full responsibility for the maintenance of our parks, and we fully agree our normal high maintenance conditions are currently not up to par.
It's just really old and could use some updating for sure.
One item mentioned by Mayor Findley was the improvement of the bathrooms, the nearest ones to the playground being located at the nearby baseball fields.
They don't know how long it's going to take to get to a bathroom. It'd be really nice to have something here that is clean like some of the other parks have that we could just walk right into.
And would like to see some updates made to the playground as well.
It would be great to have stuff that he could actually play with. It's missing steering wheels on the bus. He gets on there looking to play and is excited about his imagination, and then it just is like, oh, where's the stuff?
Mayor Findley also notes more parking is coming to the space, but this parent says safety is her top priority.
There's no lines in the parking lot, so you never know where you're supposed to park. This gate just leads right out, and there's no lines or anything. I've seen people fly in and not know where to park.
And as a mother, she only wants the best for her kids.
My kid might fall on a broken toy or, get hit in the parking lot if somebody speeds in too fast.
Residents will have to wait a bit for these updates to come. Parks and Rec officials say additional parking is set to be complete by the end of the year, but improvements in the bathrooms is expected to be complete in February 2025. In Madison, I'm Gabe Glassman, Fox 54 News.
Madison officials also say construction for additional parking is underway, but they don't want to close the bathrooms during sports season, which is why we won't see any improvements just yet. The Madison State of the City address at the home of the Trash Pandas tonight. Toyota Field is where Madison City leaders spoke on what they believe to be a bright future for the city. We heard from both Madison Mayor Paul Findley and from the Rocket City Trash Pandas on why they consider the city so great.
I love Madison, Alabama. It is our home. It is where we have grown, where we are in another planting your roots of generation that's here with us. This is an incredible city. It's an incredible community, and it's us that makes it happen.
Celebrate Madison is one of the best things that we do here, one of the most prideful events that we have to showcase Toyota Field, the hub of town Madison, really what brings people here to town Madison and celebrate this great city that we live in. We have lots of businesses here on the concourse. We're celebrating the city.
Yeah, to learn more about the celebration event, visit fox54.com. Residents in Decatur want answers following the police chief's executive plan to improve community relations. Some residents discussed their wish for more transparency in the Decatur Police Department's executive plan during today's city council meeting. Police Chief Todd Pinion outlined a 6-point plan aimed at improving the community's confidence in his police department back in August. It follows months of protests and calls for justice in the wake of Steve Perkins, who was shot and killed by a now former police officer, Mac Marquette. This was last September last year. Some residents say they feel that Pinion's plan does not have enough, quote, meat in it. Here's a listen.
I think you all need to figure out how to get the full plan on the internet so that we can see it. I have an outline, and this outline needs some legs to it or some meat to it, because I don't understand how we're going to get from point A to point B with this plan.
This month, Police Chief Todd Pinion released an update via Facebook on the department's progress with the plan. He shared that the department had, quote, significantly improved its communication measures and that by the end of November, he would host the department's first, quote, listening session where he would meet with members of the community. The story of the Foxville police truck that crashed into the Chipotle in Decatur. And after weeks of working to get a copy of that incident report, we finally have it. The report includes several witness reports as well as a first-hand account of the incident from Sergeant Brandon Knudsen. His statement says in part, quote, when I went to get out of the truck, my truck started saying failure shift across the dash. I then immediately got out to check on the family and turned the vehicle off, end quote. This statement confirms that Knudsen was still in the truck at the time of the incident. One of the witness statements in the report also says something interesting. The witness says they were pulling out of a nearby Hobby Lobby when the crash happened. It says, quote, the truck was not rolling. It seemed that the gas was being pressed and kept going, end quote. We have not yet heard back from Foxville Police Department's legal representation, but we will keep you updated on this story as we receive more information. Tonight we begin in Huntsville. City leaders made an official vote on whether to approve or reject a utility rate hike for Huntsville utility customers. It's one of the largest utility companies in Alabama. Huntsville Utility serves more than 200,000 customers throughout the Tennessee Valley. The majority of those customers are residential. Nearly 25,000 are commercial and industrial, and several hundred of those customers related to street and outdoor lighting. So how did city council members vote tonight? Take a listen.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Resolution passes.
You heard it there. The proposed hike receiving unanimous support across the city council board. The approved hike will increase electric rates by 5.2% and would be implemented in 2 phases. Starting in January, rates would increase by 3.9%. And the second phase would begin in October of next year as rates increase again by 1.3%.
Earlier this week, we reported on an incident in Huntsville City Schools where 2 handguns were found in a student's backpacks. Officials confirmed that McNair Junior High's weapon detection system alerted them to that threat. Well, Huntsville City Schools announced they are introducing new weapon detection systems across all middle and junior high schools in the district. The system is called OpenGate, and it will screen students daily as they enter school buildings. The system will be installed over the next several weeks. ACS Security says OpenGate is similar to Evolve, which is already in use in district high schools across the district. ACS Superintendent Clarence Sutton says, quote, our team has worked diligently over the past several months to configure and hire staffing for OpenGate. And these newest systems will be an important factor in our campus security protocols.
We asked school leaders if their system was accelerated because of that incident.
There's no question about that. It's no mystery that there was the incident last Tuesday at McNair that we're all aware of, but certainly from a timeline perspective, this isn't something you can just roll out overnight or roll out on a whim. There's several months of planning that goes into something as large and the scale that this project will be.
The new weapons detection system will be rolling out to all middle and junior high schools, as we mentioned, in the Huntsville City School System over the next few months. Each unit will cost under $20,000 and can run for 10 hours before needing to recharge. Huntsville City Schools says the district is hiring new staff to help oversee the operation of the system. All current systems used in middle schools will be replaced with the new system, including the one at McNair. A big day for Albertville City Schools. Officials cut the ribbon on the new Albertville Innovation Academy. The Innovation Academy serves students grades 9 through 12 and currently has more than 500 students enrolled. The center focuses on career and technical education, providing hands-on experience in welding, cybersecurity, and health sciences. Governor Kay Ivey and State Superintendent Eric Mackey were among the guests at the event. Mackey highlighted the importance of preparing students for the future.
But really the creation stems from just a changing world that we're in, and workforce development and getting to a place in education where we don't say everybody needs to go this one certain way. We know that there are a lot of different ways that students can become productive citizens.
And Tyler Reeves is the principal of this new academy, and he emphasizes making his students competitive in the job market. Admission into the school is application-based and allows students to participate in real-world projects and mentorships with industry professionals. Superintendent Bart Reeves says the academy will play a crucial role in shaping the future of Albertville students.
Now, Fox 54 Top Teacher, sponsored by Calhoun Community College.
We're about to meet a teacher whose career started off in communications, but later pivoted to education. Her colleagues say she's dedicated to helping kids learn and one of the first to do it at this school. Meet this week's top teacher, Kathleen Pate from Huntsville College Preparatory School. Welcome.
So what would this one be?
To Kathleen Pate's classroom.
I love having both 3rd and 4th grade. It gives me a really unique opportunity to have a lot of these kids for 2 years.
Pate teaches 2 grade levels, but the classes are rather small. Pate says it's a unique opportunity at Huntsville College Preparatory School, which provides individualized education for students.
We're a fairly new school and we're kind of having to start everything from scratch. So it takes a lot of hard work and it takes a lot of effort, but really seeing it come together is a reward enough to keep going and keep wanting to start new things.
Pate said she's been here since its inception, teaching for 4 years.
I've been in it for the long haul here at HCPS.
Pate also is the longest tenured teacher.
I've always enjoyed being a leader, so I don't take that role lightly and I try and put forth wisdom, but it's really special.
She says she enjoys teaching, but it wasn't her first stop.
I've always loved kids. And my previous job was in public relations, and the corporate world was just not for me.
And her students, like Ian Edwards, loves to learn in her class.
She's a fun teacher, and she's very nice. She thinks about funny things and the most random things.
Her classroom's always moving. They're always busy, always going, and she's so dedicated.
And what motivates Pate every day?
Really seeing their progress, so getting to come in here and see it finally click for them and see how excited they are and passionate about learning is really special.
Congratulations, Kathleen. Check out the moment she was surprised, plus the full interviews on Fox 54 Plus. Also nominate a deserving teacher on fox54.com. And parents, Alabama Law Enforcement Agency has a message for you. They want you to speak to them about their driving habits. We spoke to an Aaliyah senior trooper who shares some safety tips. 1 in 5 teens involved in car crashes had been under the influence, according to Alabama Law Enforcement Agency. Senior Trooper Brandon Bailey says teens in particular have to drive for them and everyone else on the road.
We want to put the message out there that, hey, if you're a driver, you're a teen driver, guess who's responsible for everybody in the vehicle with you? You are, the driver.
Bailey says 9 out of 10 teens involved in crashes who were injured didn't have a seatbelt. Those numbers might not surprise you, but listen to these. So far this year, the Huntsville Police Department reports 27 traffic fatalities. Of those, 4 were teenage drivers. In 2023, only 1 teen driver fatality was reported.
More 16 to 24-year-olds die in traffic accidents than in any other cause. So it's highly dangerous to drive a vehicle, and it requires a lot of attention. Like I said, that inexperience factor with distraction is only going to make the accident chances way more likely.
And when you hear about distracted driving, you're probably thinking about cell phones. But there are other forms, such as eating, fiddling with a car radio, or from one parent's experience, friends.
You know, they'll be, say, on your way to school or something, and, oh, look, there's my friend over there, let me, you know, hey, and be trying to get their attention or whatever, and that is definitely something that kids don't think about probably as much as they need to.
If you are concerned about your child and worry about how they drive, the message is simple.
We want to give a direct message to the parents. You know, teen driver safety starts at home. We want to encourage the parents, the guardians, mothers, fathers, relatives to sit down with their teen loved one and talk to them about how important driver safety is. Not only talk to them, but demonstrate good driving habits for them so they can mimic those behaviors.
And if you want to learn more about National Teen Driver Safety Week, visit fox54.com to learn more.
From tornadoes to icy conditions, North Alabama is a prime spot for a severe weather event, which makes the 10 years of research done at the Swirl facility at UAH all the more valuable.
We've expanded on our ground-based facilities that you see in the background here. We've increased the number from 2 in 2014 to 4 mobile facilities, MapNet facilities today.
The farm facility, which is based in Boulder, Colorado, has joined with Swirl to make this the largest radar facility, the largest mobile facility of instrumentations in the world. We specialize in major radar trucks that go after tornadoes, hurricanes, wildfires, hailstorms. We drive all across the country, even around the world.
So we're in a sort of a secondary tornado alley in the United States, so that really facilitates the mission that this facility does, which is to go after severe weather. We also are in an area where we got lots of lightning, and so they've got a lot of instrumentation for doing that.
Having a major research facility, the Swirl, the flexible array of radars and mesonettes, the farm, is a world-class observational tool. This is one of the Doppler on wheels, and the Doppler on wheels are powerful weather radars that are on trucks. So they're similar to a television station or a National Weather Service radar, but we can drive them close to the weather that's interesting.
As the Weather Service is evolving its operations, learning about the science, UAH has been there right with us too to help us bring in new science into our operations. And then we're able to identify gaps in our operations and bring it back to them for them to research too.
Residents are speaking up about the sad state of a local apartment complex, demanding something be done about the unbearable living conditions. Collapsed ceilings, mold, backed up pipes, and so much more. People living at the Kensington Apartments have had enough. And tonight we're showing you what's sparking that outrage, and we're working to find out what's being done to address the problems.
A fear of retaliation has kept many residents here at the Kensington from speaking out on their living conditions, afraid because some say they will have nowhere else to go. But now many residents are saying something must be done.
And I'm trying to set myself up and elevate in life, and it just tore me down. It tore me down mentally, it tore me down physically, and it tore me down spiritually.
From backed up plumbing to electrical problems, residents at the Kensington Apartments on University Drive are living a nightmare.
Day one, I didn't have a AC unit at all, and my thermostat didn't work at all. Then day two, it's going crazy. Non-stop leaking. I went through hundreds of dollars of towels. I went through me and my kids' clothes just trying to stop it.
And for this resident, the move-in experience was less than pleasurable.
We were supposed to start our lease in July, but every week they continued to push us back to the point that for 1 week we were pretty much homeless. When we moved in, we did not receive our keys to our home apartment until 3 weeks later. So whenever we leave from home to go to work or to the store, whatever, we would have to leave the door open.
The tenants tell Fox 54 they have filed maintenance requests to get things fixed, but hardly anything has been done.
I'm going into the office, and they kept like delaying me and putting me off. And I'm telling them, like, I got 4 kids. I just moved my 9-month-old out my house to my mom's house in Madison, so he didn't have to be like that.
When you have a new resident, you're supposed to make sure that everything is passing, everything is up to par, everything meets standards, and nothing was inspected.
Precious and Daniel are getting support from a stranger turned friend, an advocate for those who live here. Her name is Kat, and she wants residents to understand they have rights.
When I saw the pictures, I was horrified. I'm just trying to help, you know. I was like, if I could just get this documentation and all these pictures and these people's stories to somebody, like, you know, that's bigger than me.
Kat is working on a notice of rights to repair for the 27 units she's in contact with. It would give management 14 days to address the concerns. For now, though, it's a challenge for Precious, Daniel, and others dealing with a worsening situation. In Huntsville, Ken McCoy, Fox 54 News.
And we've made several attempts to speak with management and are waiting on a reply. We will keep you updated on what we find out and what's done to address the issues. And today at Athens Limestone Hospital, a new safe haven baby box became operational. We spoke to Monica Kelsey about why these boxes are needed even in smaller towns.
We don't want women who give birth to drive 7.5 hours. And so if we have to go an hour a different direction to get another box in a location, so a woman doesn't have to drive, that's key. It really is key. Not only for the infant who is probably just born, but also the parent. You know, we never want a parent driving that far.
Well, the boxes allow for parents of children 45 days or younger to hand over the child to medical personnel without being on camera or letting staff know their names. It's one of 2 that opened in the North Alabama region today, with a Muscle Shoals location opening also. For more information about these baby boxes, visit fox54.com. The VBC celebrates 50 years, so it shouldn't come as a surprise to see some upgrades to the building. A new video board, updated locker rooms and dressing rooms are part of the upgrades that are modernizing aspects of the Civic Center, and which officials say help draw events to Huntsville. But it's also having an impact for teams such as the Huntsville Havoc, who call the VBC home. We asked head coach Stuart Stefan how the upgrades impact the Havoc.
We've been around 50 years now, but again, a lot of the stuff's been updated and modernized. So again, the building's looking really good, and I think that just helps, helps us, to sell, bringing in players. Obviously, I know it helps with other things, concerts and everything like that. But yeah, I think the building's done a great job of, continually upgrading everything.
Yeah, well, to learn more about future VBC events, visit fox54.com. We love the football games, but when it's halftime, it's all about the marching band. And this one, well, their reputation precedes them, breaking barriers and dubbed the oldest HBCU marching band in the country. We're talking about the marching Maroon and White at Alabama A&M University. You've heard the sound, but you're about to meet the man behind the band. Meet Mr. Carlton Wright, the director of bands for the marching Maroon and White. He's led the band 11 years strong at Alabama A&M University.
From coast to coast, the marching Maroon and White is there representing.
Take his word for it. We'll start with last Thanksgiving. The marching Maroon and White became the first ever HBCU to lead the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
We were the first band in the parade, the first unit in the parade, period.
And being a Bulldog is the gift that keeps on giving. The marching band is now preparing for the annual Honda's Battle of the Bands at the SoFi Stadium in LA on February 1st next year.
North Carolina A&T chose us to challenge them, so that's how we got in the voting process.
And I asked him why.
Well, they want to get beat up. No, but seriously, the band world is a really small world, and we're really good friends with some of those guys, all of the guys at North Carolina A&T.
And if you didn't know,
from what I'm told by Honda people, that we were pretty good with our standings with the votes anyway.
Wright says the marching band has a distinct sound.
We have a really clean and powerful, balanced sound. Our arranger, Mr. Warren, he is very, very meticulous about how he writes the music so that every instrument is going to be heard in some capacity.
Wright says the university has been invited to the Honda's Battle of the Bands before.
This will be our 5th time under my leadership, and so 6 times overall.
But he tells us what makes this time so different.
2025 will be our university's 150th anniversary. It also will be the band's 135th anniversary.
A lot is happening, but there's more in store. So what's next for MMW?
We're going to apply for some other big stages that the band can play for and bring more positive light to the university.
Wow, and you just heard it. Big plans ahead for the Marching Maroon and White. More plans. Next weekend, the band will be at the annual Magic City Classic in Birmingham as the Bulldogs take on Alabama State, the Hornets. An unveiling tonight of the not quite complete but seriously impressive work of art that will soon be on its way to Florida. It's the 9-foot-tall clay likeness of the iconic civil rights figure, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And as the artists behind the sculpture get ready to send it off for casting, a celebration tonight at their Low Mill studio.
There is a connection to Huntsville with Dr. King. He actually did his prototype I Have a Dream speech that was famous in D.C. here in Huntsville at Oakwood College a year before his famous one in D.C. So that to me I found to be very exciting.
Have you ever been involved with something of this size before?
Absolutely not.
Yeah. The bigger project is within a 37-foot diameter. So we designed it with walls and seating and an inner plinth, all made of granite. And the centerpiece of this, actually physically and figuratively, is going to be the statue.
It's huge. It's literally monumental.
Part of our proposal, we decided how big we wanted it, and we wanted it to be oversized because he had such an oversized and tremendous personality.
It's unbelievable. I'm just so excited and proud to see what we've accomplished.
The clay sculpture took about 6 months, and the casting in bronze will take another 3 months. The finished work will be part of a tribute to Dr. King that is expected to be unveiled early next year.
You may have heard of ARX Mortis Deadwater Bayou Haunted House. Some folks say it's as much as part of Halloween as trick-or-treating. We sent our Gabe Glassman to those creepy confines to put ARX Mortis to the test.
If our actors go in, but they're not in a good environment, they're not going to be set up to get those good scares.
ARX Mortis started planning for the Halloween season in January, and it's all to create the perfect haunted scene.
You can have a creepy environment with just the right look, but it's just a whole nother level when your whole senses are engaged.
The secret to creating the perfect setting is a mix of all elements.
Making sure that we have that good balance between lighting, sound, fog, special effects, all of those things coming together, make an environment.
But to give everyone this unique experience, timing is key.
Each year we create a front starting scene, and that system helps us pace the guests going through.
They created a pacing system to help solve one of their biggest complaints.
They just hated being against someone else because they were like, I wanted to see the full show, but because someone else was against me or behind me, I felt rushed.
And after going through the first few sections of the show,
we created 3 additional requeue spaces. That way we can separate out those guests.
You're getting to reset yourself and getting to be first in the haunt again.
Another element they've introduced is a tool for the scare actors, especially for those who scream and shout for 5 hours straight.
It's tiring on your voice. It's tiring physically to do those very, very physical scares.
A tech operator created the Panic Popper system.
Through press of a button that'll trigger a program.
It takes a sound effect and a large speaker, a strobe light, and a controller.
This helps create an environment where actors are able to scare with ease.
It doesn't take as much energy. That way they're able to conserve some energy to make sure we're putting a good show on all night long. If we didn't have actors, it would be a really cool museum of really cool stuff to look at, but actors are what really bring a haunted house to life.
It takes a lot of prep and time to bring a unique character to life.
I'm one of the first people here on property, and I just set up all the booths, make sure all the supplies are full.
Head makeup artist Courtney Bryant usually arrives 3.5 hours before doors open, ready to help more than 10 others get their makeup done. With around 70 scare actors on site each night, speed is key.
Usually we'll start out and we'll ask where that person is going to go, and that way we can kind of base their makeup in their specific area of the haunt.
With our airbrushes, it's fast. Is the fastest way to apply makeup.
Creating a character requires details in all aspects.
One of the main things that will kind of throw someone off is, somebody's eyes and their mouth. If those are thrown off with somebody having contacts or teeth or something like that, that immediately is going to unnerve a person.
Where the actor will haunt also has an impact on how they look.
Very much depending on the section is how you need to build up your character.
Say somebody is going in our school. I'll use a lot of black and a lot of browns and a lot of grays for them.
From custom eye contacts to unique costumes, they achieve just that on a nightly basis.
We really try to take in all aspects from head to toe to make sure someone is fully terrifying.
But while each night may come with a different look, each actor has played their favorite role.
I have to say, it's Invery, which is more of a voodoo, witchy kind of character. It usually gets really good reactions out of people. I knew that I wanted to do some kind of creepy witch, and I wanted to keep the makeup monochrome with just the white and black. And just almost nun-esque vibes.
Behind all of the makeup and costumes, the chemistry of the actors truly makes their characters come to life.
There's a reason it's called Haunt Family.
Some of us think of it as our therapy, kind of. During the day, I do my best to be a super kind, happy, upbeat person. Say nothing mean, anything like that. But when I'm here and I'm in character, most of my characters get to be a little mean, a little snarky, a little, some people would say shady.
There's the spooks and scares, which is wonderful, but really what keeps everybody here is that family aspect.
This man on the left is David Howard Thornton and plays the person on the right, the unhinged killer called Art the Clown and the Terrifier movie franchise. He is a Huntsville native. David, that is, not Art. Fox's entertainment reporter Ashley Dvorkin spoke with Thornton and some others from the third installment about their recent time in a blood red spotlight.
Who's this Santa? He's scaring my kid.
Terrifier 3 follows Art the Clown unleashing another round of horror on the residents of Miles County on Christmas Eve.
We went balls to the wall crazy with the kill scenes in this one.
I'm very psyched for people to see all the performances of the returning cast, the new cast, definitely the special effects.
I saw him today. Lauren Lavera reprises her role as final girl Sienna, who along with her brother deals with the aftermath of events from the second film.
This time around, we get to see Sienna slowly unraveling again, because she seems like she's kind of at a good place at the beginning of the film, and then you see her slowly tittering at the edge of madness because people just aren't believing her.
When they bring back the final girl, they usually seem so well adjusted to their life after going through so much trauma. And that's not something that's happening with Sienna in this film. And that's a major, major plot point that we really, truly delved into.
David Howard Thornton has enjoyed playing the murderous clown in all 3 films and says it's surreal watching his character rise to fame.
It's been 6 years since the first one came out, and I'm still trying to process everything that's been happening ever since. And it especially this past year, just the amount that has happened, merchandise and video games, and of course the new film is just, it's exploded.
Filmmaker Damian Leone is shocked at how far people will go to show their fandom.
Just the amount of tattoos that we see, that people are willing to, scar their bodies with this character is just so mind-blowing.
We both know this isn't over.
In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
That puts a knife in this edition of Fox 54's Week in Review. We're proud to be the first original series for the Fox 54 Plus streaming platform. And we're just getting started with more fresh and original content from our news, sports, and weather teams, all of which you can enjoy anytime and all for free without the need for an antenna or satellite dish. If you're catching us on the website or on YouTube and you don't have the Fox 54 Plus app, it's easy to download on your Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV devices. Don't miss our next episode of Week in Review next weekend. In the meantime, I'm Kenesha Dees wishing you a safe and spooky Halloween week.